Hello everyone and welcome to News Tower, a simulator about, would you believe it, running a news tower. This is a demo part of the Steam Next Fest to do with capitalism and economy, so I thought this would be a little fun one to play a little bit of. It's a really interesting place for a kind of simulator, and it's set in kind of the 1930s New York, so it's a kind of an era I'm not all too familiar with, but I like the kind of the jazz and the art style of it, so I thought it would be a fun one to play. And we'll get a little bit of backstory, a little bit of tutorialising to see what's going on. And we're going to, of course, continue to name our paper, which is actually harder than I think to actually come up with an original, or at least cool sounding paper name. It's been years, but I can still smell the air. It was thick with aspirations, as your father and I started our journey across the vast ocean. New York was the place to be at the turn of the century, and so that's where our dreams took us. My sincere condolences for the loss of your father. I think it's time that I share the stories and photographs that formed our past. Okay, there's New York. Arrived on Ellis Island, we came with a purpose, a shared dream to one day establish our own newspaper. You know, you aren't merely part of a family, you're rooted in a lineage of publishers. Ink runs in through our veins, we're born to tell, and more importantly, sell our stories. I just love I like the vibes. I like the music and the photographs. With our pockets light as a feather, we had to start from the bottom. We built a ramshackle newsstand and sold others' newspapers. But paper by paper, we started to build our own story. We called our newspaper... let's call it The Standard. Which of course is not very original. But, you know, the standard, the quality is always the same. And it's even got the old typeset font, which is cool. A decade later, we were hitting scoop after scoop. Our ink-stained pen became a lethal weapon, taking down corrupt politicians left and right. If you were somebody back then, you were somebody because of us. However, I think that's going to be a little bit different by the time we take over the paper. Yet life read some unforeseen chapters. Your father had to head back home, and I was left to lead our dream on my own. Nowadays, my stories don't seem to hit the same way. With the economic crash and debts mounting, the persistent deadline finally caught up with me. With no success in sight, I turn to you. Welcome to New York City. It's a pressing matter. It's time to pass the torch. Our legacy cannot fall prey to those foreclosure walls as a sacred trust to be kept within the family. I bought you a ticket to come to New York. A taxi will await you at the terminal and take you to our Brooklyn office. While my journey now leads elsewhere, my retired secretary, Eleanor, will be there to guide you. She'll have you up and pretty in no time, but brace yourself, for this city never sleeps. Your uncle gives you best wishes. Okay, so this is my father's brother, who's passed away. So, Brooklyn, New York City, Monday 8 AM. And here we are, outside the offices of the Standard. After public sale administrator's auction, presumably we have actually managed to... well, I don't really know, because if this has gone for the administrators, I don't really see if our uncle... I'm not really sure our uncle gets to choose who becomes the successor. Surely that's up to the public administrator's office. But I guess not. Oh, hello there. You must be our new publisher. You seem taken back, my dear. Perhaps your uncle didn't disclose the full story. I apologise for the mess. Allow me to shed light on the situation. Our newspaper has been struggling tremendously with dwindling readerships and mounting debts. An unfavourable combination. Last night, one of the debt collectors paid us an unwelcome visit. It appears that your uncle has unsavoury connections. To be frank, the recent financial crisis has pushed us to the brink of foreclosure. Your uncle saw no way out and sought external financing options. Unfortunately, his plans didn't unfold as anticipated, but his intentions were noble. Rumour has it that he's currently somewhere tropical, unable to return anytime soon. You are his final hope, and all revolves around the man depicted in the painting right above us. No, not that man. The one who established... let's try that again. The one who was once our esteemed boss, your late father, the great publisher Antoine Van Ende. May his soul rest in peace. That sounds like we might be from the Netherlands then. But no time to linger. We've got a newspaper to be printed this Sunday. We've got to make every letter count and prevent this looming foreclosure. At your service, publisher. Let's meet our remaining staff. Doesn't seem like we have many. Let me introduce your only remaining employees. Blazanov and Dennis, say hi. Hello. How are you doing? Blazanov is operating a telegraphing station. It's allowed communication to the world outside. As a matter of fact, I'm getting some hot news in right now. Give me a minute. Sure, Blazanov. In the meantime, I've got something to show you. This is where you come in. See the blue arrow? This shows your advancements in the week. Got it? So on Tuesday, publishing will be on Sunday. No problem. So no time to waste. I'll give you some tips on the way. Pay attention to these blue boxes. Good luck. Okay. Please stand and move the camera around. Zoom in and out. Blazanov is working hard, so we can increase the speed until he is done. Just got to decipher this. So presumably Blazanov will work on a story, or at least a scoop. Okay, bingo. So he has now got a story. So now this lamp here represents Mr. Blazanov's telegraphing desk. With the lights on, that means the line of communication is open, and I need to send reporters over to report on events. This is where Mr. Blazanov found our news source. Click to dive in and begin reporting. So, a Wall Street stock crash. This is what we call the news board. The core of each news item lies in the story files. Each news item has at least one. Here we deal with an economy story as indicated by this requirement. Only reporters with an economy skill can be assigned here. Thankfully, Dennis Brown will be because this is a tutorial. And it's going to take 12 hours for him to go report. So, angry crowds form in front of banks. So he's going to go crack on with that. And in the meantime, we get a little bit more, I think, from Eleanor. Hi again. Those mobsters really did a number on our equipment. This used to be where our typesetter worked, an essential part of the newspaper production process. Reporters will come back and deliver their reports here. Over here is where the typesetter reports are assembled, getting them ready to print. Unfortunately, both of them were destroyed, and the good people working them got so scared they left. Anyway, I'm getting emotional. Let's clean this mess up and start over. So we'll sell both of these, and we can replace them. So we need a typesetting desk. That can go here. And then we need an assembly table which can go here. I think I did that the other way around from the way they did it. Neither John Higgins or Brad Coleman have any experience, so we'll just put them in. Let's just make sure we're actually the right person. Yeah, Brad Coleman can go here. So they can crack on, but we've got to wait for... Okay, here we go. Dennis Coleman is back, and he's got a story. I total rookie though, so excuse me if this takes a minute. Of course, the more stories we do, the more stories we process. Then the more experience people will get, and the quicker we'll get. But we also have another story. This time, someone's been found dead on steps of an office building. Thankfully, Dennis Brown is a crime reporter, so we can put him on that. We want to try and get maybe 2 stories out for our first paper, I would say. Because, okay, we can't go to our printing just yet, I'm sure. We're still very much in tutorial mode here. Okay, so here we go, it's finished. Congrats, you produced your first article. The final step is placing it in the printer. There she is, Bertha's what we used to call her. How she served us for many editions. Getting sentimental again. All that's left now is to decide on the layout for the week, and maybe squeeze in some more news. I've got to run now, but I left you some blue notes again. See you next week. You got it, Eleanor? I almost forgot. They left you a little present in the printer. Understand your audience. Okay, if we go here. Okay, we need to place our first article. I mean, new publisher is an article by itself, thankfully. I think we're going to put the Wall Street stock crash at the top. Here you can see the tags which that you'll collect when doing this item. For each bronze tag that's placed in your newspaper, you gain sales. Some tags are more valuable than others, but they're also harder to find and require more effort. It shows how many newspapers are expected to be sold by people on the streets, so 2,000. This is influenced by the tags that you place on your newspaper. Another way to increase sales is to have subscribers. We don't have any yet, but we'll get to that later. and we're setting our newspaper price for 20 pence, or 20 cents I should say, we're in the States. Here you can see an estimation of how much money you'll make when this newspaper is issued. Different notes can give different results, so experiment. At the beginning, I'm not sure there's going to be that much yet. Do we have any new... Okay, we don't have any new articles ready to go, or any new scoops ready to go. But we don't want to... get onto a new story right as the Sunday presses are about to roll, because then that'll be deemed to be an old story, and we don't want that. Okay, roll the presses. How close are we to going to... Okay, the gun scoop is ready to go. Excellent. So we do have 3 stories. All of it's going to be the same. It's all going to be about 800, so that's okay. Let us roll the presses. And we'll see how well we do in our first print. Given this is still very much a tutorial run, this shouldn't be too bad at all. So we sell 4,000 newspapers. And we get $800 sale revenue. Not bad at all. Because even though we sold 4,000 papers, the newspaper was only 20 cents each. And of course we do have more wages to pay as well as time goes on, as we hire more staff. Well, I'll be damned. They came back and destroyed our printer. We need to expand anyway. Let's go. So we're going to sell this printer, and we will go up onto... Okay, we're going to get rid of that reporter's desk. And this cabinet. And the plant. Gotcha. So I'm guessing we're going to expand up to a 2nd floor. So we need to get a sweeping station and a trash can. These mobsters have made a real mess. We need someone to clean this up. That's fine. We can do that. So let's get ourselves a sweeping station. That can actually be in this cupboard over here. And we'll have someone to come... let's have Clark Thompson. I'm sure he'll be more than capable of doing such a thing. And we also probably want to get ourselves a couple of trash cans around. Because there's a lot of paper over there at the moment I'm seeing. Okay, there we go. We probably don't actually need that one there though, so we can probably move this somewhere a little bit more out of the way. There we go. Because our cleaner should actually get rid of the paper for us. Wonderful. Okay, let's go to 2nd floor. It's going to cost us $1,000. This should allow us... Okay, we've got a new scoop. Let's get this new scoop started straight away, because it takes a while to get new stories started. So, a cargo ship burned and sank. That seems pretty big. And this is also a double... This is a 2-part story. So, we need to get some stairs. Let's go from here up to here. And we probably want to get a much bigger printer in operation, because eventually we're going to want to run multiple pages. So we need to build the input. They want us to put it here. Like I said, we're still very much in tutorializing. Put the output here. And of course we're going to need to have a printer belt to here to link them together. And we need a printer page module in the middle as well. So right now we only can be able to build 1 page, but we can in time make that into a 2-page thing. Wonderful. So yes, we can rearrange the printer, and it can even go through ceilings and walls. Let's expand our workforce. Right, let's build another telegraphing station. Go down here, right there, and we'll hire someone to do. Come in here, and we also want to get a new reporter's desk if we can. Can it fit in there? It can, just about. Excellent. And Ronald Porter will be our 2nd reporter. Is he any good? He's good at politics, entertainment and sports. That's probably a good difference in comparison to our other reporter. Okay, so now we want to enhance the telegrapher or reporter. So if I go here, and I can go to placing an accessory. I put a globe down, which buffs society and our telegrapher. So we're going to give everyone a globe. It just makes them a little bit better at their job, as far as I'm aware. Excellent. So there's a whole newspaper to fill out the week. Let's send some reporters out. Ronald Porter will need to send up to there. I'll send this guy up to do the election story. It's not a long one. And problem is, Dennis Brown here cannot actually do the Gallia Hall story because he's not Dennis Brown is not a reporter who can do that, so that's unfortunate. In the meantime, I'm going to start work on getting some power and lights up in the second floor, because even though we can see, I believe our employees get disgruntled if they can't. And okay, design a newspaper, place a finished article. We can do that momentarily. I just want to get this other story reported on. Once Ron Reporter is back, and he is now, he can go deal with that. We've got a little bit further in depth. So we only have... Okay, we don't... Neither of our stories are ready to go just yet, but they will be momentarily. So that's fine. We have another scoop. This is going to be an economy one. Dennis Brown can do this, and he's already... Thankfully, he's already doing better on society because we placed down that globe. This is bridges and bottlenecks. Okay, let's put that down. Whether we can get that done for the Sunday paper, they're still not very long stories, so that's okay. We should be okay there. I want to build some walls protecting this. I need to go to structure. I need a wall with door. Here we go, because people get annoyed at this because it makes a lot of noise, and we'll get onto that in a little bit. I have played a little bit of this in my own time, so I'm kind of aware of what to expect. We have another news story ready to go. A sports story on a porter. You might be able to get that done in time. At the moment, though, we still only have one typesetter, so it's going to take a while. We might even want to think about double... We might even want to get a double typesetting desk and assembly table. In fact, I think we'll do that now, so that we are not struggling for a space, or not space, but we're not waiting on... You know, we're not waiting for these things to be done. If we're allowed to, we may not actually be allowed to just yet. No, it seems not. Okay, that's fine. So any of our... So that completes Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, so that sports one is not going to be ready to go in time, unfortunately. This one, however, is the eve of the election. Let's put this out here. Walker rests his record. LaGuardia tax efficiency, while Thomas calls for faith amongst voters. Okay, so we get one bronze tag. Excellent. Let's see what other ones we can finish in time as well. We could get a second janitor, but I'm not sure it's entirely needed, so we'll speed up time. And some just leveled up there. We didn't see it, but they definitely did just level up. So now they're a slightly better typesetting, so it means they're going to be a little bit quicker at their job, which is of course very nice indeed. Okay, Sunday morning, time to roll the presses. And we do have 3 stories ready to go. Probably we want the cargo ship to be the main event, because that's got politics and society. So that's going to sell for a pretty penny. And then we'll put the kind of the other political and economic ones further down. So $1,400 dollars expected from this run. That fight there, unfortunately, we don't have the space to run. So we sold 7,000 newspapers, which is definitely more than last time, and sales revenue of $1,400. Excellent. But of course, as we get more staff, so our wages increase. So that's something we do have to bear in mind, especially as John Higgins has now become a little better. Eventually, they will become promoted and be better at their jobs, but of course, will require more money as well. So, welcome to the New York City map. This is where we're located. You can expand our business to these neighbouring areas. So, Williamsburg, we can expand our business here. We can select the district. So they want to focus on crime and sports. So we want to try print a sports story, and we want to try write a sports story and also a crime story. We do have a sports story running, but it's going to be deemed old news, which will give negative things to which will be basically negative to our newspapers run. So this view mode shows how comfortable areas in your tower are. Green represents a comfortable environment. Red represents an uncomfortable environment. Some machines cause a lot of discomfort, like the printer. Nobody likes to work next to such an oily industrial machine. We can build walls or limit the negative areas or add another floor. Gotcha. We've got a couple of stories ready to go. I want that crime one, so I'm going to send Dennis Brown out. Loaded pistol found at playground. I'd want to know about that if I was a reader of my newspaper. And we've got a political one here, Board of Elections. We'll send one report out for those two. Excellent. So, in the meantime, I can get a wall with door. I'm not sure it's entirely needed. We've already kind of done that. There's a lot of heat issues. Where do you want this wall with door to go? We've already built one, to be honest. But we'll build one just for the tutorial. And then we can get some additional items. Wonderful. So I'm going to just sell that additional wall with door because it's unnecessary. And I can now get a small fan here. And this will lower the amount that is coming out of it. And an acoustic panel should also deal with the noises in this area. Not completely, but better than nothing. And the heat, we need probably an air vent nearby as well. We can put an air vent there and an air vent there. Let's see how this employee is feeling. Click the button. He's a bit annoyed because of the noise nearby, so we'll put down an acoustic panel, and that'll make his working life a little bit simpler. Cool. Okay. Keeping all the stats high will bring happiness to the employees and increase their productivity. If the overall concentration becomes too low, our work might become sloppy. Let's send a spread out for this turkey farm story. Okay, obviously here's really noisy. I'm not going to try and get that down because it's never going to happen. I'll also get ourselves a medium supply of paper. And we also have another story, a sports story, a new sports story. Excellent. So there's a lead in the bowling tourney. So these crates need to be transported, build a supply desk to facilitate, and assign someone to work it. Gotcha. Let's just make sure that someone is actually working on that sports story. No, they're not. Okay, so we need to build a... If we go to... Where is it going to be? Reporter's desk? No. I want... Get a resupply desk. And then I want a storage cabinet here. So then we can have Elizabeth Smith will do the job. And she should go get our paper. I'm also going to get myself, I think, another floor, which is costly. But I think it's going to be worth it. So we can... Because eventually I'm going to move that along. So I'm going to want a second floor for additional reporters. We've got another news story. Unfortunately, the reporter is already working on a job, so I'm going to get rid of that one, and hopefully we can find a new one in the meantime. Let's get some stairs built. Stairs from here, going up to there, that's fine. This will be like another reporter's area up the top. I've only got so much money though, so I do need to be a little bit careful I don't go overboard. They're a bit annoyed about noise and stuff here. So I'll put down a couple of acoustic panels. You can see the noises from below. Okay, we've got another story here. Dennis Brown can go for the Coast Guard story here. Excellent. We don't necessarily... We just need to fill out our paper. As long as we have a crime and a sports ready to go, which we should do, then we should be okay. Let's get some lights down if we can. Actually, I want another reporter's desk. And I'll hire someone there. Okay, we've got a water cooler. We'll deal with that momentarily. Who do we not have much on? Entertainment, society, and sports. Let's go for Gertrude. She's got pretty good across the board. She can go there. And I'm going to want another... I'll give her a globe, so she's a little bit even better. And then I'm going to want another... I'm going to want an assembly table up here. Again, this is all going to cost me money. We'll put Rose Johnson in. There we go. And I'm going to want another... Okay, there's no lights, so let's maybe put some lights in so they can actually see what they're doing. There we go, that should do the job. Someone's getting thirsty, build a water cooler. We'll build one on each floor, so it's nice and easy to access for people. If there's actually space for it on this floor, which there may not be. I can go in the cleaners cupboard, that's fine. So we'll put one on each floor. We're down to 2,000, we're getting a little bit low on what I'd like. And I want to get myself another... I've got a reporter's desk. We probably want another researcher's desk as well. But I've got a assembly table, so I want a typesetting desk. Which means I need another person, and people also need toilets and stuff. We're running pretty low on the old money. Let's put Warwick down. And someone needs to use the toilet. Obviously that's going to not be very nice in terms of smell. We'll take out a loan. We're running low on cash. No, we don't need to take a loan. But people do need the toilet. So we're going to build a couple of toilets down here at the end. Obviously they're not very pleasant things. So we'll have to move things around at some point. That's fine. So what we'll do, we'll get ourselves a wall. But I want to get myself another... Is it another research desk? Resupply desk? No. Globe. Telegraphing station. That's the one I want. I can actually go down here, I'd say. And we'll put Ruth Goodman in here. So there's a lot more... We're doing a lot more stuff. But we should be able to get going. We're pretty low on the old money. That's fine. We don't need a loan, I would say. I don't think we want to I don't think we want to really take a loan unless absolutely necessary. But I am going to build myself a wall. How are we doing here? We have no news stories at the moment. Let's go to structure, wall with door. That's going to hopefully mitigate some of the smells from the toilets. So if I put an air vent there, and maybe a small fan, would that finish the job? It would. So it would keep the smell contained to the toilets, which just may have to stay that way. Because it's going to take a lot of air vents and fans for us to get this down. And it's not really going to be worth it, because it, you know, toilets smell. You're not a fan of the noise here. So we'll put down another acoustic panel where possible. Can we move this one along somewhere? We can move it up there. We can get another acoustic panel and then you're no longer disgruntled. It's time to roll the presses. So we want to get a crime and we want to get a sports story. Okay. So, Loaded Pistol Fan Playground. I'll be wanting to find out about that, to be honest. And then we need to get a sports story. So we want to put in this bowling lead alley. And what else do we want? Ruined on Small Rock. Rare actions, votes counted. No, let's take that one there. It's not going to be a particularly successful run. We're going to have to buy a little bit of paper. It's not going to be that good of a run. We're going to not make that much money, but we've invested a lot at the moment. So Loaded Pistol found on Playground. And that gets us $800. It's better than nothing. But we also get the Williamsburg area, which gives us a couple of influence, which is excellent. Of course, as our wages have increased a lot as we just really expanded our enterprise. So, a couple of new things now. First of all, we have a breaking news telegram. Unemployment rises. So that's probably something we want to focus on. Society and crime. That's probably going to allow our readership to increase. And we also have the Mafia. I knew your uncle very well, and I'm saddened by his sudden disappearance. I hope nothing happens to my business associate. I've invested a lot in your business, you see, and it's time I see some returns. Everyone can print a good story, but not printing politics this week might pose a challenge. I don't want these so-called leaders fear-mongering your readers. Print no politics this week. Sure, that's, you know, I feel like making a deal with the mafia might go wrong, but wait, you weren't politics, were you? Society and crime, that's okay, we can take that, that's not a problem. Which district do you want to go to? Some which doesn't require politics. That requires more pages. Crime and alarming, so we want to probably focus on crime in this week. Cool, let's do that. I think you're ready to proceed on your own now. This will be the last you hear from me in person for a while. As usual, I list some small tips to you along the way, but don't hesitate to explore on your own. There are many ways to run a successful news empire. Oh, by the way, let's expand our newspaper with an extra page, shall we? You may have to move some stuff around, but I promise you it'll be worth it. Good luck. Only if I've got the money to do so. Because I'm going to have to... If I move this... I knew there's a reason Let's move this... Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to move you all the way down there. I apologise. We're just going to move this up top. I see. That's what makes noise. That's the problem. Okay, she should be going up to her roll up there. That's fine. Because now we can move this along. We can actually sell this for some money back. Not a huge amount, but money is money. And we're going to move this further down because I want to move this printer input module along. And hopefully what we'll be able to do... first of all, there's some new stories. Oh my goodness, lots of new stories. Unemployment rises. Let's get Gertrude on that straight away. This isn't politics. This is just society and tragedy. That's fine. That's capital fire. Recession on the loose. Missing child. That's going to be alarming. Let's get Dennis Brown on that one. Yeah, so we'll go down and do that. That's a big story, but it'll be worth it in the long run. And I want to, if I can, get a second printer page module, but I will need to take out a loan. We'll take out a loan of 1,000. Which let's say 2,000. There we go. And this will allow us to get a second page in, which means we can now print more stories per week, which is excellent and is worthwhile to do. Okay, we do have some other sort of capital fire. That's going to be inherently political. One reporter can't do that one, and we don't want to print any politics this week because the mafia will get annoyed with us. So we're going to get this one restarted. Unemployment rises. Dennis Brown is the only one who can take over this gig, but he's unfortunately tied up with the missing child. We could definitely do with another crime reporter, but we don't have another crime reporter at the moment. We'll get a stock of paper. I would like to... Okay, Gertrude could do one of these, I think. No, she couldn't. Okay, let's see how time goes. Gertrude could do the top one. It's not... I would like to do the alarming. So actually I'm going to finish that job off. There's a lot of crime reporting that I could do. Gertrude could do the top one, as long as that's not politics, which it's not going to be, so that's fine. That's economy. We just can't do any political runs at the moment. But I do want to do this unemployment one here as soon as I can, but we just need Dennis to finish that stuff off. Right, why is everyone feeling oh, paper trash there, that's fine. We can get a paper basket down, and that should solve that problem. Of course, you're a bit annoyed about the noise here, but I'm never going to be able to fix the noise problem there. You're annoyed about the noise as well, and also heat. So I can put down an air vent, and that should fix that. Excellent. But now with 2 paper runs, we should be able to do a little bit of a better paper going forward. There's smells in the toilet, but there's always smells in toilets. How are we doing? Okay, you're not ready to go just yet. Dennis Brown has got 4 hours left on that one, but the missing child feels like an important story. Museum display empty. We're going to bin that. I'm not sure it's worth it. And we only have 1 crime reporter. Despite the fact we seem to be focusing on crime, something to do with another crime reporter, but I'm not sure I can actually fire any of my other reporters. I could get a 4th reporter down. May not be the worst thing in the world to do. You have a real bad habit with throwing trash around, don't you? Okay. How are we doing? We've got some stories ready to go. You should, Dennis Brown, as soon as your hands are ready to go, you're going to go do this story for me. We have some other stories ready to go though. Sports, we can send Ronald Porter out to do this one. And the drama one we can't do, so we're going to get rid of that so our guy can keep working. But I do want to get this story done if I can. 23 hours. It's probably not going to be ready to print, unfortunately, the organised crime, but it should hopefully be worth it. Sunday, Saturday, Friday. Okay, we'll have some stuff ready to go. Unfortunately, some of these bigger stories we're going to have to probably push to next week, which is not ideal, but, you know, needs must. Okay, we can get rid of this one, that's fine. I'll get rid of... We'll keep the district one open. Actually, no, we know what we need to get. We need to get crime and alarming. That's fine, we can do that. How much is it to get another reporter desk down? Reporter desk 100. Okay. And I want to get myself another crime reporter because we seem to be doing a lot of crime at the moment. So Dennis Watson, welcome aboard, sir. You are our 4th reporter. And we can also probably give you all some globes on this top floor. And of course we do need to also pay back our loans at some point as well. I'm going to give you a globe, because that just makes you better at your job. It makes all of you better at your jobs, really. You can have a globe as well, even though I'm not sure you need it. Elizabeth Smith. Okay, there's no stories ready to go. That's going to take another 2 days before it's ready to assemble, unfortunately, so the unemployment one's going to have to wait till next week. We might have to utilise some of our older stories, which is not ideal. We certainly don't want to be doing a politics run, so we can get rid of that one. Because we don't want to run any politics, otherwise the Mafia is going to get grumpy with us. And that's definitely not something we want to be doing. Why are you annoyed? He's hungry. Well, the game hasn't given us a way to give you food, so for the time being you'll just have to remain hungry. Or go to the Whitehall Grand Cafe next door. Okay, let's speed forward time. Get ourselves to the press. So, this article was finished 2 weeks ago, therefore it's become old news. 21 hours. We're not going to be able to wait 21 hours for that story. So, missing child takes top story. It's crime, it's society, it's alarming. That should fulfill both our objectives here. Excellent. Recession on the loose can go there. We have no other stories ready to go. Goodness me. Okay, we'll take the old story here. Matching tags gives you extra... Okay, I don't know what just happened there. Ah, washing station. We'll put the turkey story down there. It does mean we can have a negative tag, but we should still run the paper. We can't... How... Okay, 12 hours. It will not... Probably not complete this week. That's unfortunate. We could give it a go. No, we're just going to have to run the paper. So we're only going to be running a 1-page paper. That's unfortunate, but we can get it started. And the missing child should sell well. 9,250 newspapers sold. That's going to give us sales revenue of $1,850. And we should get $250 from the Mafia as well for not printing any... Yeah, because of our hidden agenda. Payback $40, that's not too bad. John Higgins is getting even better, excellent. He'll probably be our first promoted person. So the shop is open for us, let's see what we can buy here. Police station, so we can get a magnified book stand. That also buffs fact checking and buffs crime, yes please. I think we're doing a lot of crime reporting, so that's not a bad thing at all. What does the Mafia want this week? Why didn't you visit some of those pesky cop houses and get a hold of their dossiers? The city has a right to know about those crooks and their dangerous businesses, don't you think? So they want us to produce as many alarming stories as possible. I can do that. I definitely don't mind being a sellout this time for more money. They want dirt, sports, crime. That's not really what I'm looking after. Sports and adventurous. I want crime-related stuff. Unrest, gruesome, tragic, crime society, and statistics. Goodness me, that's a long one. What about Flatbush? Tragic, crime, sports. That'll do. Okay. So we can go to this. We need to build a washing station if we can. So let's build a washing station. Can it fit in? It can fit in here. If I sell this water cooler, it can probably go there. So we need to get a cleaner down. Peter Goodman can do that. And he can go start cleaning stuff. Excellent. Right, do we have any... We have no stories ready to go. Okay, we do have some... We do have one now. Excellent. Let's start with the crime roll. We'll put Dennis Watson out. Dennis Brown is a little bit tired. Counterfeit operation seized. A $600 fine. Goodness me. I guess because it's a police story. So they're a little bit annoyed with us there. Oh, we can buy food. Let's buy some food, and we'll buy some paper as well. Right, society. This is a big one, goodness me. It will give us politics, unrest, crime. Okay. Gertrude needs a rest. We can put Dennis Brown on it. This political one here, we can probably put Ronald Porter on. Let's go for the economy. Is it economy we need for this one? We need sports. Okay, Ronald Porter can only do political, so we'll do that. That's fine. And we'll speed forward time because we've got stories being worked on. Even though this is a story from last week, I will still put unemployment rises because it's got society, it's got crime, it's got tragic. And that's going to fulfill 2 of our 3 requirements. And we can always put the Boston run in as well. So we'll see if we need to keep them, but I'd rather not use old stories unless I absolutely have to. Okay, you're done here. Dennis Watson, you can go for... Can you go for the top one? You can. That gives us unrest and politics. So we've got quite a politics-heavy run in this paper. This is a big one, goodness me. Dennis Brown, Dapper Barbershop. That would also give us a crime society and also some influence points. So that's well worth doing if we can do that before the next run. Goodness me, we have lots of crime reporting. Hangout, shootout. It's tragic, but unfortunately both our crime reporters are really tied up for ages, so we're not going to have time to be able to do that. The only real major kind of uncomfortable points are the toilets and the actual printing room. Everything else seems to be generally okay. Obviously they're complaining about the smell and no paper, but we do have our lovely person here actually delivering paper, so it should no longer be an issue. Okay, we've got another story. Oh, we've got another entry ready to go. Dennis Watson will go for the abandoned factory. This is investigative, and will give us influence points as well. This is a big gig though. This may not be done in time, but I think it's going to be worth it. We have a sports story we can go here with Ronald Porter, 23 hours, and that would fulfill our sports requirement if we get it done in time. Complete Sunday 11:02, that might actually be doable just about. I'm going to get rid of this one. This is a smuggling ring with a police fine and a bribe. It's not worth the risk. It's just not worth it. We don't have that much money. We need to get some capital back, I think. So let's keep going. Any news stories now we get, we're probably not going to report unless they're very quick. Party office, this is a 2-pronged thing, so no. Because it's just going to count as an old news story. It's not worth the time of our journalists. We may as well give them a break. Plagiarism, 1 day. It's 1 day of reporting, but it's still then got to be put through its paces. I want to give Gertrude a break. Triumphant Sports, we'll put Ronald on that. We can keep that for next week, I would say. That one's okay. We've got a lot of stories on the go, which is excellent. Okay, so let's roll the presses. Anything Sunday 3:56, Sunday 12:46. So those two will be ready to go. So what do we want to put first? Probably we want to put this one here first, because that's going to sell pretty well, and that fulfills most of our requirements. We should have another sports story ready to go at 12:46. So that should be okay. Police car explodes on main road. I'll put that here. 2,100, but if I change that round, I actually get more for making the police car on the top slot. And we'll put counterfeit operation busted, because it's crime with crime with crime. And on the second page, we still need to get our sports story, which we can now do. And we have a new factory opens here. That's not going to be ready in time, this has got sloppy production. But we can put this one down here at the bottom. That's going to be a pretty good run, nearly $4,000. It's going to cost a little bit to run, but that's a full 2-page newspaper, 6 stories with some pretty good ones, and only one old story. So 19,250 newspapers sold. That's a very big increase from the last time. I think it's another 10,000 newspapers sold. So there we go, we get $5,000 or $3,850 from that, which is excellent. And we should get a little bit of money from the Mafia as well, as I think we printed one alarming story. Oh no, we didn't. Okay, that's fine. But we still got some good money. We are going to pay back our loan, of course, and our staff are starting to get some promotions. Excellent. So they want us to print at least one fluff story for the Mafia. That's fine. And we will have a look at the stories. This is politics. And we'll look at Gravesend, which is sports, defeat, and crime. We can deal with that. A workbench, that's going to be for our equipment. But I tell you what, I think we will leave things there. You get the idea. This is News Tower, and I'm quite enjoying it. This is, of course, just the demo. Out for the Steam Fest, and I may well come back and have a look at the full game when it releases later in the year. I think it's coming out February 13th or 14th. Nothing like a Valentine's Day release for an economic news-based campaign. But hey, I've quite enjoyed this. So thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.